What is up, YouTube? Sue Boy Strong here. We got arms today. We're gonna be mixing it up a little bit. Normally we do shoulders, bis, tris, and then a little bit more bis. I think today I want to go shoulders, tris, and then bis, and that way we can really focus on getting those biceps to grow, adding an extra 2 inches where we need it. You know, there's other places that we need it, but let's focus on the biceps today, and just get the peak going, big peak. So yeah, it's gonna be shoulders, tris, bis. Something I used to do in the past, which I like, just kind of like focusing, because it kind of takes out everything out of the equation, and then you really focus on just that bicep. And I think that's one of the bigger things that I'm lacking on, is those big arms. Like I have relatively decent arms, I think, but in like competition and stuff, like I really want to make those pop, along with like the chest and upper body stuff. So try and basically make that a new staple of mine, which is partly why we're doing the 2 arm days a week. Is normally we would target arms through like our other lifts, like they would be very light, or it would be like an accessory curl or something, which is fine. But when you're going for competition and like bodybuilding or something, you kind of want to focus more on the individual and unique pieces to kind of bring out your overall physique, because I'm not a power lifter. Like I could compete in powerlifting, and I think that's my build currently, but I personally would like to do bodybuilding and try and compete. So that's why we're going to kind of focus on more of the individual pieces and bringing out the size on that. So should be good experiment. Try out the shoulders, tris, bis, and get a good little pump. And yeah, gonna hopefully get some exertion headaches from pushing ourselves. So hope you all enjoy, and let's go get a nasty pump. Woo.
But if I hit you back, there's usually nothing left for me. No, I've been traveling horizon, keep on picking like Verizon. If I gave you my heart, I want the best for me. Yeah. Throw up a hand if you need. Throw another hand up if you ballin' with your team. Fucking with the game, you end up dead. I won't say, dead. I won't say you end up dead.
There's no room for softness, not in Sparta. No place for weakness.
Spartans! Prepare for glory!
Only the hard and strong may call themselves Spartans. Only the hard. Only the strong. His helmet is stifling.
There is no glory to be had now! Only retreat or surrender! Or death! But that's an easy choice for us, Arcadian! Spartans never retreat! Spartans never surrender!
It's been more than 30 years since the wolf in the winter cold. And now, as then, do not fear the grapes, only restlessness. A heightened sense of things. The steady breathing of the 300 at his back. Ready to die for him without a moment's pause.
To the dead!
Every one of them ready.
We are with you, sire! For Sparta! For freedom! To the dead! Oh, Leonidas and his 300!
We fight as a single, penetrable unit. That is the source of our strength.
Spartans! What is your profession? This is where we hold them! This is where we fight! This is where they die! And these shields, boys! Lay down your weapons! Give them nothing! No prisoner! But take from them! Come and get them! Spartans! Everything that the apprentice can be done! No mercy! But tonight, we dine in hell! Spartans! Prepare for glory!
What's up, guys? Just finished up with our arm day. Good pump, good workout. Ice machine. But yeah, good pump, good workout. Definitely like doing the triceps before the biceps. It just felt, one, my arms felt like they were about to explode when I got to the biceps. So I just felt that much more focus on those. So it was really good. I just felt more in tune with it that way. And also helps that I had my pre-workout that kind of added a little itch to it, which was nice. And just like getting the blood pumping. And then also the backpack, you guys probably noticed it, I kept it on the entire time. Just kind of help with like cutting off some of that blood circulation to like induce a pump, which is nice. Like a lot of people who have like shoulder surgery or some sort of arm injury, they'll do a circulation therapy where they basically get a strap on here. It's more controlled than using a backpack where they actually like measure and then apply pressure. Like I had to do it when I tore my labrum in my shoulder for recovery, and so basically it makes a 5-pound weight feel like 50 pounds, and it really helps with getting that pump, and then you don't have to go as crazy heavy, but obviously you can still go pretty heavy when you're just doing a backpack because it's not to the same degree, but it was nice just because really encouraging that pump, one, because you kind of squeeze against your own lats, and then also you have the strap just kind of cutting off that shoulder and then just really forcing the blood into there. So that was fun, getting that mix in. And yeah, definitely gonna keep doing shoulders, tris, then bis, just so I can really focus on those biceps and bringing those out, because I want nothing more than just a giant peak. And obviously I have pretty decent arms, and I think if I were to cut right now, the peak would look pretty legit, but I definitely want to add some more mass to it. So yeah, I'm excited, looking forward to this, and I'm also excited to be having like a dedicated arm day in the program. So this is technically week, we're about to finish up week 2. So I think as long as we're consistent, stick with it, we should see some crazy results towards the end of the phase. We're probably doing like a 6-week phase, so it should be pretty insane, hopefully, especially as long as I keep eating, because right now I'm at 245. So I think I should hit 250 by this weekend or next weekend, and might be a little bit more water weight, but it's fine. It kind of just slowly like adapts and then starts to like establish like homeostasis and stabilizes like the body weight. So just as long as we stick with it, should be putting on some muscle mass, especially with protein, because I think right now we're at like I would say 400 grams of protein a day, possibly more. Carbs are definitely up there. Those are probably in the 500 to 600 range, not exactly sure. But fats, we're keeping really low. So I think fats are maybe at the highest 200 on like a bad day, but I think right now the way I have it, they're only at like maybe 155, but even that might be pushing it. So I don't know. Overall, keeping it pretty lean, and like, I don't know, I could pull up a picture probably, but like me at 245 last time I was bulking, I was fat. Like here I feel lean, I feel clean. Face doesn't feel overly pudgy. Like I feel light and I feel good. I don't feel lethargic like I did last time. So it's exciting. I like be 245 here and just feel good. Like I feel normal. Like I don't feel like I'm struggling a little bit with sleep, but that's mainly just because we don't have AC right now, so I'm sweating my ass off. But like last time when I was bulking, I was trying to get to like 250, 260. I just couldn't sleep because I wasn't able to process and hold all that food, and my body was constantly digesting it, and so made it difficult. Especially because I was pushing like 8,000 calories, but there was a lot of fat. Wasn't really lean. It was like protein shakes. Like I was having like 4 protein shakes a day, and that's part of like the learning curve is like, okay, now I know I shouldn't be doing that, because really when you are bulking, ideally you want to have it be as much real food as possible, like chicken, turkey, even some ground beef, depending on what you want for your macros. And so I think my cut is kind of what taught me, like really like helped me get into the macros, because at first macros are always kind of scary, but then when I was cutting, I was like, okay, I'm at 1,800 calories, but I was having protein shakes and protein bars as my calories rather than real food. And so I ended up getting stuck around probably 12% body fat, but I wanted to keep cutting. And I was like, I'm only eating 1,800, or I'm only eating 1,500 or 1,300, but I'm not losing fat. And I was slowly losing muscle mass because I wasn't eating properly. So like as soon as I switched my diet over to ground turkey, rice, all real food, while also maintaining a high protein, because my protein was around 220 still on that cut, that's when I saw monumental changes in the body and the physique. And so that's kind of where I've been carrying it through into this bulk, tracking my macros, creating an Excel sheet, and I now know that dirty bulks really aren't necessary. Like you will, so far at least, and what I've been experiencing is you'll reap so many more benefits if you track your macros and you're measuring it. The plus side though, like on a bulk though, when you're doing this, you don't have to be as precise as you would be on a bulk cut, but it still gives you a lot more freedom. So like for me, I have a lot more time that I can bulk now, whereas normally I would have to cut off my bulk if I was dirty bulking, and therefore I only get maybe 2 pounds of muscle mass for a bulk, but then I gain 10 pounds of fat or 5, etc. So the payout just isn't really there, and you're more or less wasting your time. Like it's not really wasting your time, but there are more fluid and better ways to do it, which is why I definitely recommend tracking macros. And I know for me it's made a monumental difference on putting on weight, feeling good, and also being able to measure like, okay, my carbs are low, so I know my carbs are low, and then okay, I'm feeling lethargic, my mental's foggy or whatever. So I'm able to like track those and then figure out like, okay, I need more carbs in my diet, or my fats are really low and I feel sick, like my hormones feel off, like something's wrong, or I'm breaking out acne. So when you start tracking macros, you can start to determine like, okay, I do better with more fats in my diet, or I do better with more carbs. And it allows you to basically adjust and kind of fine tune your diet so that way you can bulk or cut appropriately. So it's one of those things where you just constantly have to play with it, and I know I'm constantly playing with it. I'm constantly like reworking it. Another side note is the cool part about tracking your macros is like a lot of people, they'll ask me like, yeah, but like, don't you want to live life? Don't you want to eat food? And I'm like, yeah, I do. But by tracking my macros and I'm being like diligent on, all right, these are my fats, these are my carbs, this is my protein. It allows me more freedom when I do want to binge out on the weekend or have a good time with friends, family, etc. Because I'm so dialed in during the week that basically on the weekend when I want to have some fun, it's like a refeed situation. Like I don't pig out, but like I also don't have the cravings to pig out anymore because I've been so dialed in on it. And in my experience, my appreciation for food has gone up so much more just based on the fact that I've cut out so many little things. Like on my cut, I cut out all my sugars, all that, and then I finally had like a Coca-Cola for a movie theater once, and some popcorn. It was delicious. My mind was blown. So again, if you want to like consume whatever you want, that's fine. But for me, I really like and appreciate the style because it kind of gives me more appreciation and joy for when I do have something a little bit fattier or something a little bit unhealthy. And it ultimately isn't unhealthy for me just based on the dialing in on the diet, everything else. So obviously I have a lot more to learn and I have a lot more to experience because this is only my second big bulk, but it's crazy how much it makes a difference in just a year of learning and experience. So I'm looking forward to just one, bulking, continuing to bulk, trying to stay as lean as possible, and three, kind of learning more along the process and becoming more knowledgeable and intelligent on the matter, as well as learning from other people, but then also just learning and experimenting with my own body, with the food, like supplements, like vitamins, all that, like how I feel, and just fine-tuning everything to me as an individual, because there's only so much that you can copy from like a coach or from an influencer online. So you really just got to play with it, experiment, see what does best with you, feel it, emotional, like how do I feel? Am I gonna be sick, or am I sick of eating 4 cups of oatmeal a day? Like, am I getting grouchy because of this? So it's definitely fun, and it's just maybe not fun for all, but it's fun for me at least, where like I get to experience, I get to detail these different things. So yeah, I don't know, I got sidetracked there, a little tangent, but yeah, it was a good day. I'm excited about those things I mentioned, and just learning and getting better at this process, and just having fun with it. So one last thing, one of the guys I met here, he competed back in the day, but him and I got in touch because he's out for town. He was just visiting for a week, but got his Instagram, so him and I are DMing, and there's a possibility I might get him to coach me, or give me at least some tips for my first competition. So that'll be exciting, and hopefully eventually win a pro card down the road. I think it's possible, and I need to stay disciplined. So lots of big things to come in this next year or two. So I'm excited to record it, bring you guys along, and just get jacked and juicy. Peace.